welcome to ChamPanZ Percussion. If you're new to this channel, welcome, and we're so excited to have you join us. Today, we're going to be learning how to identify the notes on our keyboard instrument. Now, before we get into our keyboard instrument, we need to know how many notes we have in the musical alphabet. We have 7 notes in our musical alphabet. They are A, B, C, D, E, F, and then G. Once you pass G, you're going to be repeating the musical alphabet once again. So then after G, you will go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, if you were to go backwards, let's say you were starting at C, and then you go down to B, and then you go to A, the next note you would have again will be G. So you would just go backwards in the musical alphabet. Does that make sense? Now we will be getting to other notes called sharps and flats. Those are going to be called our black notes, or the top notes of our keyboard. Well, let's go ahead and stop talking and let's show you what these notes on a keyboard are. Now let's identify the placement of the names of the notes. So the first thing we want to do is we want to look at the actual letter C. When we look at the letter C, we will notice that there is 2 points on this letter. At the very top we have 1 point, and at the bottom part we have another point. We can use this to help us identify where we have our note whenever we look at our keyboard. So with this tip, all we got to do is we want to look at your keyboard and look for a grouping of 2 notes. Once you look at your keyboard, you will notice that you have one set right here at the bottom side and another set up here at the top side. Now, that doesn't mean that your note C will be up here, but in fact, this will mean that your note C will be located right underneath it right here. Same thing up here. We have 2 notes and our note C will be identified if you look down here. So once again, our note C, when you look at it, has 2 points, and all you have to do is identify the grouping of 2 notes and come down to the left side and you will find the note C. Same thing goes up here. And now we're going to look at the letter F. Whenever we look at the letter F, we have 3 points that are facing out on this note. We have one at the far right side at the top. We have another point at the middle on the far right side. And then we have another point at the very bottom. So whenever we're identifying where our F note is at, we want to now look for a grouping of 3 notes. We have 3 notes right here at the bottom side of your keyboard. We have another set of 3 notes up here. And then we have 3 more notes up here at the top part of your keyboard. So just like we identified C, we're going to do the same thing to identify where we have F. So we're going to look at the note furthest to the left and then come down 1 note. That is where we have F. Now let's try that up here at the middle. We have 3 notes. Now the furthest left note. All you want to do is come down and then you find F. And the same thing for the top set of 3 notes. All you do is come down and then you will find F. So now that we know how to identify C and F, we can use that to our advantage. What we want to do now is just go up the musical alphabet in order. Now remember, we only have 7 notes in the musical alphabet. Now there is a few notes that have a sharp, which looks like a hashtag, and a flat, which looks like a lowercase b. But before we get to those notes, we need to identify all the notes at the very bottom. So we have 7 notes in the musical alphabet and they all go in order. And once you go past G, you go up to A. So if we were to start at the bottom of our keyboard, we have F. If we were to go up, we have G. Then we don't go to H, but then we repeat again to the letter A. And then we just go up in order to B, to C, to D, to E, F, G, A, B, C, and then all the way up to the keyboard. Now, one thing that I will recommend if you do not have any notes written on your keyboard is to get a little sticky note, or if your keyboard comes with a set of stickers, go ahead and add the letter F and the letter C. And then again F, then C. F, and then your last one, C. Now, you can add the rest of the notes, but I will say this. It is best that you memorize where each one of these notes are placed. As you further your education as a percussionist, you won't have any of these notes written on your bigger instruments. In fact, you will have to memorize where these notes are placed. So if you just put the letter F, C, F, C, F, C, you will easily be able to start memorizing where each one of your notes will be placed. And all you would have to do is just go up the alphabet like we did earlier. Now, we know the names of the notes at the bottom of our keyboard. Those are all called natural notes. We do have notes that are at the top part of our keyboard. Now, these are often called the black keys, as this instrument actually looks like a piano. Now, the top notes are your black keys, or your sharps or flat notes. Now, the best way to identify what note you have on the top is by looking at the note that you have at the bottom. For example, we have F. And if you want to go up a half step, meaning up one note, you would give that a sharp. So then, if this is F, this will be our F sharp. Now, let's say we want to go down one note. Let's say I'm on G, but I add a flat, a lowercase b. The note that I will be playing will be G flat, which is up here. So depending on what accidental you add to your note, it will be given the name flat or sharp, depending on what note you're on. And so the same thing would apply with all these other notes. Let's say, for example, you're over here at B. If you want to find the flat, B flat, you would go down up here. Well guys, these are the basics on how to identify notes on your keyboard. Well, that's all I have for today, guys. Now, if you still have any other questions on identifying notes on your keyboard, please comment below. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to keep up to date on any new videos I will be posting. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to have fun.